like a perfect night.
Hi guys, it's Maggie May 22. This is a tutorial on how to make a Breyer Horse Halter and lead rope, like seen here.
Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago.
Here's a list of things you'll need. Jump rings, lobster clasps, ribbon of your color choice or cord, scissors, hot glue gun and extra hot glue, and your Breyer model horse.
Loving him is like.
First you'll find the color or colors that you want to find that match your model horse best. Moonbeam is going to have a pink and blue halter. It can be all one color, but I suggest just keeping it to 2 different colors maximum, unless you want like a clown halter for a Halloween costume. So then you want to decide which color, if you're doing 2, will be the nose band and the throat latch and crown piece, and then you have the cheek pieces, which will be the other color. Moonbeam is going to have pink cheek pieces and blue nose band and crown piece and throat latch. So first you'll take a jump ring and just going to stick the ribbon through the jump ring. You don't need to worry about cutting it yet. You just need to stick it through the jump ring so it's like that and fold it over. Well, after you hot glue it. Then take the hot glue and place it along there and smush it closed. It's okay if you have strings, they'll pull off once they dry. And any extra glue that sticks out the side can be cut off later. So then it'll look like that. Next, you need your horse, and you'll stick the ring on the side of the face like with a normal halter. And then, let me turn it around for you. Okay. Then you'll see kind of where the next string needs to be on the other side, while holding the other one with your finger. So then you need to cut off a little extra because you'll be gluing it around a ring. So then you'll cut the ribbon, take another jump ring, and I've done like a bunch of halters. I've done probably, and make sure when you stick this on that all the glue folded over parts go to the inside so that you don't have one on the outside and one on the inside. I don't know if you can see, but they're folded over both to the inside. That'll be against her face so you won't see it on the outside. But I've done a bunch of halters, so I've gotten really good at guesstimating kind of how much extra I cut off. And if it's a little short, it's okay because you still have the under piece and you can make it to the perfect fit. So then you have that, 2 jump rings on either end. So it just like lines up like that. So then you'll do kind of what you did at the beginning again. It doesn't matter which side you do it on. You'll just take the ribbon, stick it through the jump ring. You don't really have to fold that much over so that you don't waste ribbon. This is, I guess I should have said this at the beginning, but this is an 1/8 of an inch wide ribbon, so it's only like 1/8 of an inch wide. And it's just on this little roll. I got it at like Hobby Lobby or Joann's, or pretty much any craft store will have it. And you can get the cord stuff too, which is what I use for the lead ropes. My barn, like, it's just green cord, and my whole barn, that's just what I do. They just all have matching lead ropes in my Breyer barn. Just because I'm OCD like that. Except for the, like, horses with the stud chains, but that's beside the point. Anyways, so you just take it after it's been glued on, like that, and then you just lay it over the nose so that there's a jump ring on either side. Then pull the ribbon under to the other side with next jump ring. Okay, it won't look like that, but so then it lines up with that, and then just cut it. And you don't want to cut it so that it's like a snug fit right there, because if it's really tight there, most likely, most horses, her nose is pretty small. It's not like super much wider than that, but like on John's nose, like it gets really wide right here where his nostrils are. So it has to be a little loose on the other part so that it'll slide off easily. So after you do that, you'll make sure you have the right length, and then you can kind of see how much extra you have to glue over. And then you just stick it through the jump ring like you did in the, oh wait, no, oops, sorry. I always forget this part, but just so you have something to clip the lead rope to, you slide a jump ring on there so that it just sits loose like that. So you'll slide the jump ring on, then you'll just take the other end to the other jump ring. So you only have 2 jump rings for the nose part of the halter. Well, 3 if you count the one for the thing. Then fold it over so that you have a nice little circle to go over their nose, like so. Then just glue it together. And that is the nose part of the halter. Then you'll slide on to make sure it fits. It does. Make sure you have the lead rope thing underneath. That's okay. Now for part 2. This is going to be fun. Okay, so I'm making her halter 2-colored. The nose piece is blue, and the cheek pieces are going to be pink. So, make that flat because it looks great. Okay, so it's kind of like you did with the nose piece. You're just going to stick the pink through one of the side jump rings and make sure it's pointing, like, I mean, if you do, like, you want this loose ring that's just sitting on the ribbon to be under their chin, because that's what you're going to clip the lead rope to. So make sure that doesn't, like where you put the pink doesn't opposite that. So you'll just fold the pink over. I don't know if you can see, the pink's kind of light. So you just stick it through and fold it over. And then you hot glue it shut over the jump ring. Okay, so this part is really important if you don't want your halter to look super awkward with the throat latch real loose or way too up front. So you stick the nose piece over her nose, or his nose, I don't know what kind of breed or what gender of horse you're using, and then you'll just pull the ribbon straight. It's okay if it moves the nose band up a little bit, because it always, so till it's about, it goes straight up. So it's straight, no like little weird things. And it's just like a straight line from their mouth, well, from the jump ring to the air or whatever. Okay? So, like that. And your horse will be in a different mold, so it might be a little more difficult. So, the ring needs to be about right there to bring the throat latch down. So I'm going to cut a little bit of extra. And I know it looks like that's like where it's supposed to be, like the jump ring should be there, but it really shouldn't. It's really a little long. So then you take it off. This pink is really hard to see with the red wall in the background. Oh. You can do really any color combination you want. I just happen to do blue and pink. And you can like bedazzle the halter, because you know, like there's those real horse halters that have like gems on them. If you have a bedazzler, then you can bedazzle them. I'll show you an example of that at the end that I did with one of my horses. It looks really good. I like it. He's fancy show Arabian. Anyways, so then you'll stick another jump ring on the other end. I don't know, it's like the shiny thing, that's the jump ring. And fold it over till you just kind of guesstimate. You can put it on your horse and measure if you want. I don't do that though, because I'm kind of like just estimating. If it's too long, I mean, it's okay. If it's too short, it's, yeah, see? And then it should line up. Kind of about right there. It's probably a little too long, but that's okay. So then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just it's going the other way. So I'm going to fast forward this other side because it doesn't really matter.
It feels like a perfect night to dress up like hipsters and make fun of our exes. It feels like a perfect night for breakfast at midnight.
That. Then fold it over. It doesn't really matter what way the lobster clasp is facing when you do this. You do want the glued part to the inside once again though. Then, after you've glued it on, like so, let me put it up against her so you can see. There you go. Then, you just slide the noseband over. Pull over the lobster clasp thing, and you connect it to this jump ring right here, right there. You just hook it to that. And you now have a nice halter for your Breyer horse. Now for the lead rope. Okay, last but not least, the lead rope. For my lead ropes, like I said earlier, I use this round cord stuff. I don't really know what it's made of, like ribbon, I guess. I don't know, it's really soft. But I use that as my lead ropes just because it looks lead ropey more so than the ribbon. But the hole in the lobster clasp is too small for it to go through. So what we have to do is take the jump ring. This is the last jump ring you use for this. And stick the cord through it. It's not really any harder to mess with than the ribbon. It's just really thick. And yeah, it glues just as well. So you're just going to stick the cord through the jump ring like that. So it looks kind of like we had with the halter. And then glue it around. Don't cut it off the roll yet till you've measured how long your lead rope needs to be. Okay. So you're like, okay, how's the jump ring going to hold the lobster clasp? Well, it doesn't really. I just do it like this. So I take ribbon, and if you have two colors, you can use either one. I suggest using a color you use in your halter, not some different color. Or if you have one that matches the lead rope, that's even better. Like if you're using cord, then, you know, if you have cord the same color as your halter, and that's what your lead rope's going to be, that's fine. Or if you have ribbon that's the same color as your lead rope, if it's different than your halter, you can use that. It would probably look a lot better than mine does. But you can use cord. I'm sure you can find cord in the same color as you can ribbon, because it's like the same thing, it's just cord stuff. So yeah, I just don't, because that's what I have, and this was on sale in the Christmas thing during like Valentine's. So okay, so you're just going to stick the ribbon through the lobster clasp like you did on the halter, and then you're going to glue it down like you did on the halter. And I have to say, this way does look pretty cool. Like, it gives it a unique touch for my barn, I guess. So it doesn't really matter how long this thing is. It doesn't need to be very long because you have your lead rope. It just needs to be long enough where you can stick the blue ribbon that the lobster clasp is attached to through the jump ring and fold it over the jump ring and glue it. I don't make it very long, I just like cut it. Yeah. So then you'll stick the ribbon through the jump ring and fold it over, just like with the halter, with this on one end, the lobster clasp, and then you have your jump ring connected to the cord lead rope stuff. And the nice thing is, like, this little ribbon stuff, the 1/8 inch ribbon that you use for this and the cord, comes 10 yards on a roll. Like, you'll never run out unless you have like 600 Breyers and you make halters and bridles and stuff for them all. So now that that's together, you take the lobster clasp and clip it to that ring we put underneath for that purpose. Like 10 yards on a roll, like really, you never run out. Anyways, then to measure your lead rope, it doesn't really matter. I like to have it where I can throw it over their back and it will stay. Like, it won't like fall off. It'll stay. So I just kind of guesstimate, and then I cut it, and I cut a little extra because I tie a knot in the end, like I see on the rope halters, like those ones that come with them. So I just like, I take it and I flip it over and stick the end piece through, and then I pull the knot down as much as I can while it tightens, like that. So it's a little knot, and it kind of helps for the Breyer people to hold. So then I stick a little bit of glue on the end to keep it from fraying. And that is how you make a Breyer halter and lead rope. Thanks for watching, and look for more tutorials from Maggie May 22.
Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago.